is happening, Magnus? So, we are here, all gathered together, to witness the review of Fast 7. Or was that Furious 7? Whatever, Fast 7, I'm calling it. So, where do I start? First off, I'm going to say I thought it was a good movie. Okay? I went in there expecting bigger and better, and that's exactly what I got. I went to the IMAX showing, okay? Now, the IMAX, actually, I know that IMAX theaters usually have this specific intro in the beginning of the movie. Well, they had a specific custom-tailored intro for the Fast and the Furious. They count down. Yeah, so, yeah, they count down. They were spinning wheels and screeching and car crashing and racing and revving, turbos, all that shit. So I was like, okay, they went all out to do this. From beginning to end, the movie was pretty much action-packed. It really wasn't too many slow spots. Maybe a couple of spots where they had to tell you exactly what they were going to do, but that was about it. Basically, Shaw is a motherfucking badass, and he's getting revenge for his brother. That's exactly what he is doing. And revenge he does get and try to totally fulfill by destroying every member of the Fast and Furious crew, including Hobbs. And, you know, like, when you sit back and you really, like, look at where this franchise came from, you know, I think it was by the fifth one where I was like, wait a minute. This is a full-fledged action franchise now. Like, you know, you didn't know where it was going to go after the third one. Then they did that fourth one, and I was kind of like, you know. Then by the fifth, I was like, okay, they got The Rock in here, and then they did part, you know, basically 6 was part 2 to that. And I was just like, yo, man, this is really going somewhere. And I think it's kind of interesting how they've made a superhero out of this regular racing guy mechanic. You know, I just find that really interesting. You know, he basically beat The Rock. You know, he's almost indestructible. He's stoic, a man of few words, the true alpha male / anti-hero. Like, he's like, you know. And speaking of that, the movie it looked fabulous to me. And I think they did speed well. I think that the director did action well. But in certain parts, it was a little over the top for me. You remember when you went to see Man of Steel and you're like, okay, I know they wanted to show us Superman and what he can do, but god damn. You know what I mean? That's what it was kind of like in this. It was reminiscent of me, of Triple X for me. When I first saw Triple X, and I remember I was watching it with this girl, and we were like, get the fuck out of here. You know, and when you go to movies, you suspend that, you know, realities, suspend, that disbelief so that you can just enjoy it. But there were just certain parts I was just like, fuck out of here. But it was funny too. Jason Statham took 2 moves from 2 different characters in the movie, which I thought was kind of interesting, kind of mirrored each other. And they did 2 things, also, other things, in the movie. And I was like, don't tell me they're going to do it again. Really? But it actually worked the second time. I was surprised that it worked. Let's get down to the fight scenes. Fight scenes were good. I have no problem with them. But I had a little bit of a problem when I was watching, what's her name? Letty get it in with Ronda Rousey. That was just, first of all, I found it hard to believe that she was going for blow with Gina Carano in the other one. I was like, okay, where the fuck did Letty and Dom get the skills to fight special secret top agents? Where the fuck did this come from? That's all I'm saying. Like, okay, they're street tough. but really? You know what I'm saying? So maybe I missed something. I don't remember Dom ever receiving any special training. Maybe Letty did when she was doing dirt with that other crew trying to, and they tried to kill her or whatever. I don't know, but it was good, man. The cars were nice, especially when that red one, when you seen in the skyscraper where they jump from building to building. Oh my God, it was bad. And there's one part where Dom does something and you're like, is he really that strong? Or is it just that light? You'll know what I'm talking about when you say it. But The Rock had more of a, I don't know, in a way like a minor supporting role this time. He wasn't in it as much as he was in the other ones, I don't think. And but he was in it just enough. You know what I'm saying? That I love The Rock, so he was doing his thing. Hobbs is my favorite character of The Rock that he plays. Period. He is. And they tied all the movies together. They tied every single movie together. I think they did it flawlessly. I think they did it right. The way they tied everything in this movie. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now, Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa was in the movie, and I was like, when I first saw him, I was like, why does this dude look so familiar to me? Somebody grows from facial hair or change their haircut. Sometimes it throw you the fuck off. And I was like, man, these moves, the way this guy is moving looks so fucking familiar to me. And I finally figured out, I was like, oh, yeah. He was nice. He did his thing in the movie. Ronda Rousey did her thing in the movie. Now, let's get to how they ended it and sent it off. The ending was a little bit cheesy to me. It was like some parts were just action cliche, with Dom being, like I said, the stoic action hero. Like it got so over the top and cliche. I was expecting Arnold to jump out sooner or later. Where's my car? Give me one. I'm racing with you. Come on, I can help. Let's do it. Watch out, Dom. Get down. You know what I mean? I was just expecting that. But anyway, they did a good job with Paul Walker in this movie. I literally thought that he wasn't going to be in it much, and rumors were kind of like talking like they were going to send him off early in the movie. Like maybe he was going to retire early in the movie. Excuse me. And that's not exactly how they did it. They did a great job. And I know his brothers filled in for him in the movie, and I'm not exactly sure what parts were him. Well, I am sure on a lot of parts that were him, but there were certain parts I was like, is that his brother or not? But there are certain parts where you're like, that's his brother. That's his brother. And I think they kind of put his face digitally on, because they can do anything. But as far as the premise of the movie goes, Shaw's trying to get them, but then they're also trying to get Shaw. So there's a particular person that they need to get a hold of that will help them get control of the God's Eye, which will help them to find Shaw. And all you need to know is a bunch of military U.S. badasses, international badasses, billionaires. Everybody gets all tied up in this shit, and it was what it was. Action flick doing its thing. And I had a good time watching it. I don't know which one I like more, 5, 6, or 7. I think I'm more of a fan of 5, maybe even 6. I really like 6. But that's pretty much all I got to say about it. They sent off Paul Walker properly, and it was a tribute to him. I like the way they did it. Make you a little bit misty watching it. You know what I mean? But it was sad. It was cool. It was nice the way they did that. And if they don't want to, they don't ever have to make another one again. But the way they did it, of course, they left an opening to do another one. So post all your comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you saw the movie, if you haven't, you get Magnus's rating of, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars, all right? A 4 out of 5. Woo! I got to come up with a rating system. I don't normally do movie reviews, but when I do, it's because it's something I'm truly interested in. So, I'm going to do one of this. I'll be doing one of, Avengers. I'll do one of Star Wars, movies like that, epicness. But I don't watch a ton of movies and then, hey, here's my review. Because my, videos are mainly reactions and Magnus answers, then all the rest, I insert from time to time. But anyway, like I said, if you enjoyed my review, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, share, and maybe even get a t-shirt. If you didn't like my review, okay, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Make sure you get yourself a t-shirt and the rest of your baseball team too, okay? 1 million subscribers. Woo!